What is up, everyone? It's Ryan here with DP Marketing.Services, author on the book on digital marketing for plumbing and HVAC contractors. Also, I do a podcast, Blue Collar CEOs. If you haven't checked it out, you should, because it's a lot of fun and a lot of guys seem to love it. So, yeah, I hope you're doing good. I'm driving down the road. I'm going to go get some coffee. I have had a couple conversations recently with a couple contractors, and I figured it was worth probably coming out here on the interwebs and kind of sharing some of the conversation. So basically, here's the story. These are plumbing, HVAC, home service companies, single trade, multi-trade, doesn't matter. But these are guys who are smart. They're smart companies, and they understand the importance of branding, right? And more specifically, to have like a name, a logo, like a presentation of your business that represents yourself really well and really clearly to the customers, tells a compelling story to your customers. It's easy for customers to remember you, get excited about you. Branding is a big deal, right? And in the world of marketing, branding is kind of its own specialty. It's not one of those things that you just find a guy on Fiverr or find a guy whatever. Like the guys who kick ass at branding, that's all they do, and they're very good at it. But these guys have invested a lot of money into building a nice brand. They've got fantastic logos. Their wraps are awesome. Like everything is kicking. But here's the issue. Once you have this really cool brand, now you got to get it in front of people, right? Because it's one thing to go, hey, you have this cool brand and this thing that people have the ability to hang on to, but you still got to put it in front of people's eyeballs. And so like, if you think about something like McDonald's, right? McDonald's arguably is their Golden Arches is probably one of the most iconic brands ever, right? People see that particular logo. Doesn't matter what country they're in, they know that means McDonald's. And you have a pretty good idea of what to expect when you go into a McDonald's, even if it's been years, right? Those arches communicate a lot. Same is true with Apple, same is true with KFC. Like these are kind of iconic designs that people know. BMW is another good one. I love BMW's work. So you have this huge brand, but guess what? Imagine McDonald's if they're like, hey, cool, they got this golden arches, but then they never got a billboard, or they never bought a TV commercial, or they never got the jingle, the ba-da-ba-ba-ba, that kind of gets inside your brain, right? Imagine if those things happened. So they would have this really iconic logo, and nobody would have the means to see it, to hear it, to experience it. And that sucks. When you spend that much money and have that much talent invested in building your brand, you have to make sure you have ways for it to get in front of people. So when you do branding, and you should do branding, please note, that doesn't mean, hey, you get this awesome design, you get this awesome wrap, and magically your phones are going to start ringing off the hook. No. That's not how it works. Now you have something you can put in front of people. That's what happens, right? So now instead of saying, I'm going to get around this tractor on the road real fast. Sure, I may be speeding, but whatever. Now you have a brand that people want to see, that want to pay attention to, that engages with them, but you still got to get it in front of their eyeballs, right? And so if you are like a lot of these companies, maybe you've invested in your brand, maybe you've done it cheaply, but maybe you've done it correctly. You still have to make sure you do the other marketing channels that delivers your brand in front of people. Otherwise, they still don't know you exist. I don't care how awesome your truck wraps are. If you're not presenting your brand in front of new eyeballs, you've invested a lot of money that's kind of sitting on the shelf. It's like getting a nice, race car and then just parking the thing in your driveway. Yeah, okay, it's cool. You got a race car, but it doesn't do anything. You're not burning gasoline, right? So I would love to know from you, like your experience. Have you invested in branding? Are you one of these guys who maybe like you've invested in branding, but you haven't done much with it? So maybe it's been a year, 2 years, whatever, but you feel like your calls are slow. People don't know who you are. And it's probably because you haven't done much with the brand that you've invested in. I would love to hear from you. So leave a comment below. Tell me your thoughts and your experience. As always, guys, follow us on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube. And I'm going to go get some coffee. We'll see ya.